Like in total, I invested 6K, and right now when I look at MetaMask, I'm like at 38, scaling between 36, 38. Yeah, we finally meet again. Like
Absolutely. It's
been a
it's
while.
yeah, we reunite like two people from Belgium at this point, me being
Never
originally from
met each
Austin.
other.
Yeah, never. Yeah, it actually strange is at this point, but you're from Ghent. I was born in
Yes.
Austin, so quite of a like proximity is pretty small.
Mhm.
Before we dive into this entire conversation today, I would love to ask you, where were you with crypto before you joined us, and where are you actually at right now?
Well, actually, I've started pretty late. Like I invested my first money during the beginning of the bear market from the current cycle. So first I got my attention into the stock market, but then after a while it turned out like that you had to pay a lot of taxes and stuff. So a friend of mine introduced me to the crypto world, and thanks to him, I managed to invest some money like at the right moment, at
Yeah,
the beginning of the bear markets. So
nice.
he also introduced me into like crypto trading, but at some point I bought a trading course, but like I was getting into it, and like with my ADHD, it was hard to keep on like learning all this stuff, learning all this information,
Yeah.
and yeah, it was also, I was a very emotional trader as well, like.
Hey, quick question for you. How much have you been enjoying these videos? Because I've been getting great feedback and reactions from all of you, but I've seen that a lot of you are actually not subscribed yet. So hit that subscribe button if you want to get these videos recommended to both you and other people who might need it the most right now.
I
Most
was
people.
always panic selling and buying when it was going up, and like I didn't lose too much money, but I had so many great opportunities, and but like not with the right knowledge.
Got it. Kind of like the trial and error way, the hope and pray way, would you say?
Yes, yes, I was just typical retail getting
Got it.
washed out.
The paint on the wall kind of effect, just hoping it sticks.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So many people are part of that dynamic. And the reason I say that is not to seem perfect on camera. It's actually because I belong to those people as well. Like I got into crypto 8 years from this recording that we do right now.
Wow.
And to me, it was exactly the same thing. I was going through that wave of trial and error, just like listening to family members that never had any substantial success, just believing them, hoping their real estate and stock visions were right. Just like kind of looking at some blog posts, some forums, just kind of looking to shape a strategy that worked. And my conclusion was that 80% of the things you see are shit. If you can solely just ignore that status quo and create your own vision, that's how I made a lot of money. Everybody was screaming and shouting, saying, "Hey, Arno, don't hold this, don't do that, don't use this strategy." And actually, just by having a vision for myself, I was able to face the biggest highlights and successes. And so, looking at these success highlights, what would you say are two of the biggest success highlights you've been able to get through working with us?
Well, after adapting to certain strategies within the money magnets, like at a certain point, at a Q&A, you called out that a certain project bottomed out, like it was like a really nice moment, like a lot of discount, let's say.
Yeah.
So I went all in. I put like 3K inside of it. And then 1 month later, it turned into 4.7K. And then month after, when we were on vacation, I said like, maybe we're gonna be rich because yeah, I doubled my money within 2 months. So
Wow.
yeah, and this asset, it just stopped, but it kept on growing.
Yeah.
So that was
Nice.
the first highlight, yes.
Nice. So you would say you kind of had a shift where you went from the trial and error way of doing crypto to actually getting guidance and getting more clarity on doing something that didn't just work as a band-aid solution, but that actually had a permanent fix to what you were looking for. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Would you say that the timeline of being able to, despite the permanency of it all, would you say that the timeline from your actual idea of getting profits to actually getting profits right now has become shorter than it was before?
Yes.
And what makes you say that?
because overall, like the speed, like the portfolio that I once had stopped growing at a certain point,
Yeah.
because I didn't really know where to get the right information. And I guess everyone needs some guidance in life, whether it's like the biggest movie actors or just on personal uh, point, like at goals, like you need to start somewhere. And if you don't have the right knowledge, like, yeah, yeah, ik heb bij vastgelopen, sorry.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We can actually just keep that in. I think raw,
Yeah.
just being to the point. We keep
Yeah.
it vrijwijs by going here. We just keep going. Some
So
Dutch
I guess,
jokes, yeah. But yeah,
yeah,
I love the raw side of things. So, okay. So would you, whatever, you can go on where you left actually.
yeah, everyone can use some guidance, and it's all about like finding that right person that can lead you to success, because there's so much scam going on these days. And yeah, I had to be very cautious,
It's
about,
crazy.
yeah, it's crazy. Like
Yeah.
you can't even click any link these days, like, or you
So
pop-ups or
yeah, you know what it is, bro. Like the door to financial freedom is closing with the day. With things like the central bank digital currencies approaching most of us, people are not even aware about it. Controllable money that can steer behavior, that can set an expiration date to your savings, even making you save less. All these things are so crazy, endangering to people. They're not aware of it. Humanity is sleeping on that. And then this door to financial freedom that keeps closing has like this conditional rule. It's a set of three things that you need, which is like what you mentioned. It's basically getting access to the right knowledge and the right guidance at the right time. Getting the right knowledge on its own is such a challenge. There's an abundance of online information, but there's a lack of sources you can trust, which is one of the biggest challenges, just getting that right knowledge. But then still, you need the right knowledge and the right guidance at the right time. So you need the right guidance at the right time too, to be able to truly crush it. And I think that's something that a lot of people forget on, or forget about. If I show you one frame of a Harry Potter movie, you will not be aware about like what happens to Snape or the three-headed dog or whatever. You'll just see that one frame of the movie. Yet still, despite that analogy, a lot of people get into crypto just knowing one thing, hoping it will stick like paint to a wall, and then still what they knew was not the right knowledge, and they were still lacking out on what they needed at the right time, which was that guidance too. Yeah. So I love
and
that narrative for sure.
yeah, there is a lot of taboo around crypto as well, because like people are very there are a lot of enthusiasts, especially in the
Absolutely.
beginning, and then they got scammed, and then they have like a completely bad vision of crypto, they don't see like
Absolutely.
they're getting
Yeah.
totally scammed and wiped out. So basically they lose hope, and
That's
they're
what it is.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a cycle basically. So people get into the trial and error way, the Dr. Google way, by just like looking stuff up about crypto, hoping what they found on a random forum by an internet stranger is the thing that's gonna stick. Trying that, losing money, trying another thing, losing money, getting into a trading platform that doesn't care about your family because whether you make money or lose money, they charge their fee down the throat. And so then at the end of the day, all these people wave is that crypto is a scam flag because they think it's one big shady space, but it's not. They just didn't have access to what was necessary to move the needle,
Exactly.
basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a sad reality, bro. I'm glad you have a
It is.
different vision. Yeah, and I'm glad you have a different reality too, because going from a initial investment to a 2x in a month, that was it. That's pretty rare. Like that's
Yes.
pretty rare. What do you think like sets us, the approach and the efforts that we do inside of this mastermind apart from the numerous of sources of information you could find online? Like what makes us different?
Well, you're really straightforward in how you should do your research and what you should look for, like because there's too much information overall on the internet,
Yeah.
and with too much information you get confused, so you're really straightforward uh, when it comes for like finding the right project, like what's the market capitalization of the amount it has. Are there people behind this project? Is it deflationary? Is it inflationary? I mean, like so many crucial points that you need to know before really investing your hard work money
People
inside
mess
of
that
it.
up. Yeah, people mess
Yeah.
that up. I think the current market cap of Bitcoin is $1.25 trillion. That's the amount of money that you would need to double the price. And people are like, yeah, I'm just buying Bitcoin. Just imagine you get in with $1,000 and there's actual a 1.25 trillion probability of new cash. Cool. Your 1,000 is now 2,000. But then
Yeah.
still looking at ways like us, where there's a small cap asset, there's deflationary tokenomics, meaning the assets get scarcer with the day, not every 4 year like Bitcoin. Then people are like, this sounds too good to be true. It's a
Hmm.
scam. I've seen people like you. You're just another scam. Money is evil. And then at
Hmm.
the end of the day, I'm really wondering, like, if money is evil, why do people work so hard for it? Why is it the very thing that you need to take your loved ones on a vacation or even retire them or give them the best moments of their life? If you're so holistic about your visions of being around these people, why would you be around them being broke if you could be around them being present and actually just give them what they want? It's so crazy if you just picture that.
Hmm.
All these people holding on to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Wow, your money did a 2x in
Hmm.
4 years. You did it in a month,
Yeah, exactly.
accidentally during a bear market.
Hmm.
Crazy.
Hmm. It's really
What's the
mind blowing.
chance?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah.
yeah, bro. I would say just being able to 2x your money still, whether that's over 4 years or in a month, like it's not a world or a life-changing thing. It's just the beginning. It's just the peak of the iceberg. You still need to see the roots of everything we do here.
Mhm.
But still, how has this affected your personal life? Not just the returns, but also the knowledge, the vision, the worldview, everything you learned so far.
Like overall, I'm really stoked and hyped for what the future will bring because
Yeah.
I saw how easily I could get a 2x, and by now I have a 6x. So with the upcoming bull run
Ooh,
coming up, I mean, I'm sure there is a 10x somewhere for me, you know? So
a
I hope,
6x.
yeah.
Love that. Love that.
Yes, yes.
What's your cumulative, like, are you open about numbers or do we keep them out of the interview? Because I want to
No, I'm
see kind
okay. I'm
of,
okay with it, you know.
okay, what's like the cumulative number? So money in versus current balance total.
Like in total, I invested 6K, and right now when I look at MetaMask, I'm like at 38, scaling between 36, 38. So yeah,
Snap, before the bull market even took off. Hats
yes,
off, bro.
yes.
Hats off. You got to thank it to yourself. Like at the end of the day, these interviews can all be about like, hey, this is Arno, and that's how he worked with Jonas and all that stuff. But
Mhm.
essentially, the raw truth here is that this is Jonas, and this is how he worked with me. But you did what you did. Like it's you that took the action. It's you that basically made that shift. It's you that went from being what everybody else was, the mainstream advice, to actually getting in the know. Would you say by doing so, by making that transition, was there any friction on your ego or beliefs when going from your old knowledge to something like this?
Yeah, well, actually, I had some ego problems. Like first when I met you, you know, I was trying to get all kinds of information, trying different methods, you know,
Yeah.
before we've met. I was actually even into crypto trading bots, which would gain me like a 1% out of every trade. But like when the market would plummet, I would be in the minus $150, and I would have to
Whoa.
wait until the market
So crazy.
rise again, you know. So I also I was messing around with these bots, and I ended up break even actually. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
But like I was very skeptical about how your people were getting so great results. You know, I was like, I
Yeah.
couldn't handle the fact that it was happening for you guys and not for me. You know, I
Yeah.
wanted to do it just all by my own, by myself.
I get it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the ego issue actually.
Yeah, but I get that people get skeptical. Like you don't want to know. It's like we're nearing the midweek right now, but I haven't been able to touch my Instagram last weekends because just generally sharing our results. There was a guy called Aryan, so basically Marco's brother, and he sent me a message saying like, "Hey, I wasn't aware that just clicking a couple of buttons could get me thousands of euros." I reshared that because I was proud of like that being a possible thing, right? And immediately Mita was basically like, "Yeah, get rich quick. This is a big promise. This is that." But at the end of the day, I'm glad people are skeptical because, like, aside of what you know from me, there's actually a lot of people with bad intention. Like everybody can say what they want on the internet. Like there's no constraint, there's no no boundary. All I can do is put people like yourself who worked with me in front of that camera to just share like, hey, this is what it has been. That's what I was. That's what I'm at. That's what I've seen. So I'm a big believer of the fact that like being able to put your ego aside and just like opening up to something that can change your life like it has done and is doing right now is one of the biggest high ROI things to do. It's not just me, it's the people inside. It's crazy. How do you?
I mean,
Yeah,
it sounds cliche, but it's a great community as well because like they're all
yeah,
like-minded. They want to help you at any at any point in life. You know, you can,
absolutely.
whether it's like, can ask anything basically.
Yeah,
Like if you want to move to another country, if it comes to have paying taxes,
supplements.
exactly, you know, a more healthy lifestyle, you
Yeah,
know, and it's all just purely like motivating each other and hoping that we have great success in what we do, you know.
absolutely.
And it's an honor to be part of it because like lately I haven't been on the Q&As.
Yeah,
Like I'm still watching them because I had night shifts and stuff. But like sometimes I feel guilty because yeah, I can't just
you
be
miss a
all the
lot
time on
from
my
it.
phone and be involved in every conversation, you know. So
Yeah, it's so
yeah,
interesting at this point. Like the fact that you get people in a group to talk about money, to be supportive in a world full of violence and polarization, you or polarity, you just get these people together in a way where it's like, hey, all of us are here to win, but doesn't matter. I want you to win too, and you to win too, and you to win too. And you
yeah.
got a couple of other multimillionaires, then you got a couple of 9 to 5. Like the
No,
division and the it's such a different group, and still they all help each other, right?
no one is negative over there. So
Yeah.
that's
And if
what
they
I,
are, I point them out to be positive. But it's true. Yeah,
yeah, it's true. No
absolutely.
one, no
I
one.
love the group. I do have the sincere fear of missing out of this group as well. Like
Yeah,
I'm like, this is the best thing I ever created. It started as an idea in my mind in a notebook during the rain, depressed days, that
that's
one
the FOMO
idea.
I have
Yeah,
still
right.
have.
Same. I want to
Yeah.
stay into it. It's so valuable. I think even for me, I'm a perpetual learner. I'm never going to be this guy that calls himself a crypto expert or a proclaimed guru or whatever. I'm just a perpetual learner. That's why my knowledge clicks a lot. That's why I have the ability to record all these interviews. I've got 3 today, quite a couple, because
Wow.
people are just like, hey, I want to share my success. So what?
But
Yeah, tell me, tell me.
no, you can clearly see how passionate you are about
Thanks,
the
bro.
guidance that you give, you know, and you're always so motivated. Like, I know a few people with your amount of discipline. Like,
Yeah,
it's rare. It's rare.
appreciate it.
It has
Yeah,
to be your
well,
vocation. It has to be.
yeah, appreciate you, bro. To me, this used to be the thing that I was hiding for my boss when I was working a 9 to 5, and just like being able to research the markets daily, have this community, have these people, have this shared knowledge. It's so powerful. It's unlike anything else. And in a world like today, I do believe this is the most crucial, highest ROI thing you can get yourself involved into. Talking about like ROI and all that stuff, what's like the moment you knew going from that ego shift of saying, yeah, why does it work for them and not for me or whatever, to actually getting involved? What was the moment you knew this is actually working?
Well, yeah, after my first 1,700 euros that I got, you know, I was like, damn, this is only almost like my monthly payment.
For
Like
clicking a button.
add 600 euros more, and that would be my monthly
Wow,
income, you know. And then
crazy.
like
Wow.
my second highlights, I managed to project like 16K out of a 3K, you know, like, and like the profits I make of it, they yeah, overall, I think if I do one more 10x, I could be financially free because like
Nice.
normally I'm earning around 30K, and within 6 or 7 months, I already surpassed that, you know. So
Crazy.
I'm sure I'm just waiting for that 10.
Nice. Well, I'm waiting with you, bro. I'd love to see that, and I'm sure it's going to happen based on a couple of assets we hold and strategies we apply if applied well. What I would say is like, look, there could be people watching this interview that are like, okay, Jonas, cool. Both of you guys are rich. You kind of made something. Like you kind of made money, make money, right? Why? Like maybe this new Jonas basically that's like, hey, look, these two guys make money, but I don't, so I'm skeptical or whatsoever. based on what you're doing right now and applying right now, what do you think most people, including the people that view this video, are missing out on?
The lack of knowledge, the right knowledge, these tiny little steps that you have to take before getting involved into certain projects, but
Nice.
also the lack of guidance, I guess, because it's too dangerous to go out there just by yourself in the digital crypto world.
Yeah.
And you're the right leader for it. So
appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I think most people just I think most people just like enter the jungle with a lunchbox, and that's where they mess up. They're like, I got my lunchbox with me, I'm gonna survive this. But in fact, you need weaponry, you need to be protected, you need archery, you need all these things to be able to really thrive and survive in the jungle. You need to have that one guy with a safari hat that's like, look, wait, this is the jungle. You might get screwed. There's some bears here. There might be bulls on the other side too. What we're talking about right here is pure bear market. But still, you got to know like what is in the jungle. How do you navigate it? How do you make sure that the stupid snake everybody has fallen for with the little lunchbox, obviously, how to avoid it? Common sense is usually the answer. Most people are like, oh, look out for the snake. It's going to bite. If you have common sense, everybody knows like just walk to the left. Walk through the unicorn river, whatever that might be. Just don't go to the snake tree. If you know what to do inside of crypto, you're just like, it all makes sense. It all becomes like common sense rather than just like doing what you don't have to do. Yeah. At your current stage, my stupid neighbor is just like demolishing his wall. I hope it's not really clear right now, but at your current stage, what would you say is holding you back from your next big win?
Absolutely nothing, I'm waiting for already waiting for a long time. Actually, at a certain point, when I got into the money magnets, like it was pretty quiet during that timing of the cycle. And right now it starts to kick in and it starts to move again in the market. So yeah, I'm super hyped. I'm super stoked for what is going to come because I've been promising my wife how rich will become, but she wants to see numbers. She wants to see more numbers.
You got a great wife. I love the mentality.
Yeah.
But you know what it is? Yeah, you know what it is, bro? I'm sorry for interrupting you there, but you got me quite hyped as well. It's like in the beginning, once you joined us, we were in a supply distribution phase. So just like traditional markets are seeing an erosion of savings and an erosion of monetary value, people think, yeah, this thing just got super expensive. It didn't. Like prices, the value of your money just dropped because there's so much printing going on. In that cycle of crypto, we saw how supply needed to be burnt and how supply needed to be distributed. That's why it was quite of a just sit and wait kind of period because the markets had to do what they had to do. A lot of people messed that up. They think it's all rocket engines, rocket power, all that stuff. Like, no, there is a cycle timing where you can get in at very favorable rates, like you mentioned, at a beautiful low. But then you need to wait. Supply needs to be distributed. And before you know, all these mechanisms starts to kick in. Scarcity that increases over the day. You coming out of the markets after X amount of time with a certain ROI, being able to cash out on that ROI and just reinvest that ROI, start compounding. And then still, we didn't talk about arbitrage opportunities where that one unit you got could turn into 4 units of something else. And then you got a next on the next on the next. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah, bro, this stuff lights me up. I love that you recognize the passion. Every single time when I talk about it, I'm like, this is my stuff, Like I won't tie your shoelaces. I won't cook an egg. I might cook an egg, but if there's one thing that I truly mastered, it's crypto. That's it.
Crypto wizard.
Thanks, bro. Lord Voldemort, basically.
Voldemort.
Yeah. So if somebody is watching this video just right at the end right here and they haven't joined Money Magnet or they didn't even download the free DeFi Passive Income Method guide or any other of the tools on my YouTube channel here, what would you say that like prevents them from holding us back? What would you say to these people?
Like, don't be scared to take some risk, I mean, just be scared to sit there and do nothing, I mean, there are so many possibilities to get money, but this is, let's say, the one that, I mean, everything is digitalizing.
Yeah.
I got that word, but
Yeah. You mean like digital? Yeah. Everything is digital, basically.
yeah, it's getting digital and
Yeah.
money as well. And with DeFi, you don't need to rely on the banks anymore. You know, it caught my interest at the beginning because I don't want to work for the rest of my life. I don't want to be enslaved
Yeah.
for the rest of my life. Like, I want to do things I really love. And if I have to do just one thing for the rest of my life, I'm working for a boss, I'm not going to be really happy at the end,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah, your money is getting eroded, basically. Your money is getting eroded by inflation. And then if at some point you tend to make enough money, like crypto is the only kind of money that you can take cross-border without any border control. Just that alone. It's money that you can cash out and withdraw without having to wait for an entire weekend, without having to declare why you need the money, all that stuff. It's just like it's your money. I think that's why the elites feed it, because now the central bank digital currencies have like a conditional logic. They say it's not programmable, but it's conditional. It's one of the most corrupt things we've seen, aside of that entire COVID thing we've seen, that is just like destroying humanity at scale. And I think this is really anyone's last resort to find a wealth creation method that is available before these windows close. Yeah.
You just need a plan B, you know, because of inflation. Like, we just bought a house, but it was so hard to obtain the money for it, you know?
Yeah.
It's so expensive here in Belgium just to buy your own house, you know? Like, and it won't get any better overall.
Absolutely.
So that's
Nice.
why I needed a plan B. So I hope you can find the courage to take the risk as well, because yeah, the outcome is mind-blowing.
Nice. I'm glad I was able to provide a mind-blowing outcome. Really, really grateful to hear that. With that being said, brother, I want to thank you for taking the time today, for showing up, for inspiring others. You're a great man. Talk to you soon, bro. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, ciao.
Hey guys, for the first time ever, we just released our insane DeFi passive income training that covers everything I have learned, going from $0 to over $1.5 million with crypto by the age of 25. And it's online right now for a limited time only. So if you want to get your hands on it before it disappears, make sure to click the first link down below in the description right now.